he's doing is gradually he's taking one by one yoga. This is a yoga ladder Krishna is taking us to. So this is a karma yoga. So today's verse, we'll go first. I'll recite. Everybody wants to recite. Is that what we do? Sriyagya Prabhu?
Yeah, you want word by word. Let's start first, Prabhuji.
First, you want me to go word by word, or first the line by line, and then somebody
First,
can recite?
okay, line by line also okay.
How do you do normally?
Normally, we, for example, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, then Kamayesha, then Krodesha by reading the name, one word.
Okay.
Not
One by
synonyms,
one.
Prabhuji.
We do one word by word, and then we go to
Line by line.
sentence. I mean, line by line, and then we recite. Right, everybody?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Saket, you want to follow? Okay, so everybody can follow. Oh, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay. Sri Bhagavana Uvacha
Sri
Bhagavana Uvacha
Kama Esa Krodha Esa
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Rajo Guna Sambuddha Bhavaha
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapam
Mahashano Mahapapma
Vidhiyenam Iha Vairinam.
Vidhi Enam Iha Vairinam.
Okay, so I'll recite and then maybe we can go. Sri Bhagavana Uvacha
Shri Bhagavana Uvacha
Kama Esa Krodha Esa
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Raja Guna Samudha Bhavaha
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapa
Mahashano Mahapapma
Vidhiyena Iha Varinam.
Vidhi Enam Iha Vairinam.
Sri Bhagavana Uvacha
Shri Bhagavana Uvacha
Kama Esa Krodha Esa
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Rajo Guna Samudha Bhavaha
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapam
Mahashano Mahapapam
Vidhiyena Iha Varinam.
Vidhi Ena Iha Vairinam.
So somebody wants to recite now?
Sri Bhagavanu Vacha
Sri Bhagavana Uvacha
Kama Esha Krodayesha
Kama Esha Krodha Esha
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha
Mahashano Mahapapma
Mahashano Mahapapma
Vidhiyenam Iha Vairinam.
Vidhiyenam Iha Vairinam.
Anilji, you would like to?
Sri Bhagavan Vaja Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhava Mahapatna Vidhyanamiha Vairina.
Saket, you would like to?
Kama Sri Bhagavana Uvacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidhi Enam Iha Vairinam.
Very good.
Very nice.
Sri Ram, you want to?
Yes, sir. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahasano Mahapapma Vidhiyenam Miha Vairinam.
Great.
Very
Thanks.
nice. Very good. Anilji, you want to recite? Go ahead. No problem.
Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahasano Mahapapma Vidhyenam Iha Vairiyam.
Very good. Okay. So we'll do the translation one by one. So you You can repeat after me. Sri Bhagavana Uvacha. Everybody can repeat after me.
Sri Bhagavanu Vacha,
The personality of Godhead said,
the personality of Godhead
Personality
said,
of Godhead shape.
Kamaha,
Kama,
lust,
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 Isha,
Isha,
this,
this,
Krodha,
Krodha,
Raja, Guna. Sorry, Krodha means wrath.
Krodha, Wrath,
Isha,
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 this,
this,
Raja, Guna,
Rajoguna,
the mode of passion.
the mode of passion,
Samudbhava,
Samudbhava,
born of
born of
Maha Asanaha,
Maha Asanaha, Asanaha,
all devouring,
all devouring,
devouring,
Mahapapma,
Mahapatma,
Mahapapma,
great sinful,
great sins,
greatly sinful,
Vidhi,
Vidhi,
no,
no,
Inam,
Inam,
this,
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 Iha,
Iha,
in the material world,
in the
the
material
material world,
Vairinam,
Vairinam,
Varinam,
greatest enemy.
greatest enemy.
So also we'll read the translation, and also you can repeat the translation after me. This is how Prabhupada has taught us. So we will follow what Prabhupada has taught us. So one minute, I'll just okay. So the personality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead said. Please repeat.
the Supreme Personality of
Godhead said,
It is lust only,
It is lust
only,
Arjuna,
Arjuna,
which is born of contact with material mode.
which
is born of contact
with the material
Mode of passion,
mode of passion,
mode,
and later transformed into wrath,
and later
transformed
into wrath,
and which is all devouring,
and which is all devouring,
devouring,
sinful enemy of this world.
sinful enemy of
sinful
this world.
enemy of this
Very good. Okay, so I'll read purport by Srila Prabhupada. Just bear with me. Let me just. When living entity comes in contact with material creation, his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust. In association with the mode of passion, or in other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust. As milk is in contact with sour tamarind, transformed into yogurt. Then again, when lust is unsatisfied, it turns into wrath. Wrath is transformed into illusion, and illusion continues the material existence. So, Prabhupada, here, what we normally do, I hope other speaker must have explained this, but I'll repeat it. So, Prabhupada, what this we have, as we have seen that we have already recited the words, what Krishna was telling, and then we have recited the word by word meaning, and now we are reciting the purport, which is given by Srila Prabhupada. So, and that this purport is very important. I'm not saying that the verse is not important, but the purport is more important. The reason is the acharyas coming in our disciplic succession, they have got a lot of realization. And that realization, they put it in such a way that we can understand very nicely. So here Srila Prabhupada is explaining us in this purport. First and foremost thing, the first line, if you see, when a living entity comes in contact with material creation, his eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust. So this means that we were with Krishna, right? We were already in the association of Krishna. We were always there, and we had love for Krishna. But what has happened? That because we chose to come into this material world. Why? Why we came to choose to come into this material world? Because we were envious of Krishna. Envious in the sense that Krishna, oh, you're enjoying, you're playing flute, and you got so many gopis with you, and you got so many, and you don't have to worry about anything like that. I also want to enjoy like you. This was the biggest enviousness we had. So that love, what we had for Krishna, transformed into lust. The moment of thinking that we, Krishna, you're enjoying and I want to enjoy like you, same minute, within that second itself, we don't have love for Krishna. We have lost that love for Krishna. So here Prabhupada is explaining this. This is what he's telling, that love for Krishna is transformed into lust, the karma. And in association with the mode of, and that why? Because the moment we are envious, ichha deso, there's a nice verse in Bhagavad Gita also, which will come, we will learn later. It's the ichha deso mustena dandu mohena bharata. Ichha, our desires. Krishna has desires, but we have our desires. But our desires are lusty desires. Whereas Krishna's desires are pure desires. The lust in material world, and there is no love. If you see that way, there is no love in material world. Because in material world, we are expecting that, oh, if I love you, I want this from you. So that is not called love. Love is unflinching. Love should be there, undivided, which is not in expectation of anything. We love Krishna, we want to do devotional service, but in return, we are not expecting anything. That doesn't become our devotional service. That doesn't become our love to Krishna. But if you say that, oh Krishna, I'll come and do this service to you and this one, and then in return, you give me this, that is not love. That is no. Love should be, in material world, we can explain, is a mother's love for her child. When the child is small, I've seen one documentary recently, one video somebody sent, that there was a snake, and the chicken was there, the hen was there, and hen had small babies. So the snake was going to come and try to eat the babies of hen. But hen was so protective. How the hen can fight with a cobra? But she was fighting with cobra, and just for protection of her own children. And finally, the cobra had to run away because that she became so ferocious. So this is called love. Mother's love. Mother's love is not tinged with any of the materialistic. So, but our love, what happens? It is mixed with the mode of passion, or in other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust. And Prabhupada is giving here an analogy that a milk, when it comes in contact with tamarind or with a lime, what happens? It forms into yogurt, and that yogurt cannot form into milk. That's not possible. Yogurt cannot become milk. So this is what our situation is. Then again, when lust is unsatisfied. So in this material world, what's happening? We are always under the three modes of material nature. We will learn that one also. It will come. The three modes of material nature also will come. I think it's in the 11th chapter, something like that. I mean, not 11th chapter, sorry, 13th chapter. The modes of material nature will come. So modes of material nature is making us to dance. Sometimes we are in a mode of passion. Mode of passion means, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. You can see a lot of mode of passion in the children, particularly. They can't sit at one place. So mode of passion, mode of ignorance means, I don't care for the world. I just want to go and lie down. I want to sleep. That's mode of ignorance. And mode of goodness, it comes, means we want to be good to everybody. We want to be good to everybody. We want to do good thing for everybody. So these three modes are binding us. It is going round and round. Sometimes mode of passion fights against ignorance, and mode of ignorance fight with that. So there's a continuous aggression is going on with us. So here Prabhupada is saying, then again, when lust is satisfied, and that because of these modes of passion, this lust is never satisfied. It turns into wrath. That will become into wrath. And wrath means, or it's a, even if you say husband and wife, there is we always used to say one joke is that, the first year of the marriage is like is of course is a honeymoon, right? She's like a moon, and second year it starts becoming a little bit hotter, like a sun, and third year onwards their relation becomes like a volcano, all the time quarreling and fighting. This was the sign which Yudhishthira Maharaj saw when Kali was entering. Yudhishthira Maharaj saw that Krishna has left. When Krishna was left, there were 18 signs they saw. And one of the signs he saw was that husband and wife, they were fighting. And immediately he said that Kali has come, Kali is entering. But this mode of passion is doing us that. So further Prabhupada is telling that, that therefore lust is the greatest enemy of the living entity. And it is lust only which induces the pure living entity to remain entangled in the material world. So Krishna is purest of pure, right? And we are his part and parcel. Krishna himself says that every living entity is my part and parcel. So we too have that nature of Krishna. If Krishna is pure, we are also pure. But our pureness is very fragmental, whereas Krishna's fragmental is, Krishna is Vibhu and we are Anu. It is said that, So we are very minute fragment of Krishna, and we have only very limited pureness what Krishna exists, but we still have. But what has happened that this lust has covered that our purity lust has covered this. And further Prabhupada is explaining, therefore lust is the greater enemy of the living entity, and it is lust only which induces the pure living entity to remain entangled in this material world. Wrath is manifestation of mode of ignorance. So when we are covered with the lust, then we easily can get into the mode of ignorance, and these modes exhibited themselves as wrath and other corollaries. So other corollaries means the effects will come after that. If therefore the mode of passion, instead of being degraded into mode of ignorance, it is elevated into mode of goodness by the prescribed method of living and acting, then only can be saved from degradation of wrath of spiritual attachment. So what is the remedy? First of all, Krishna is showing us this. Krishna is warning Arjuna that it is the karma which makes you go into the wrath, and because of that the problem comes. So the solution also Krishna is giving. He's giving us solution. So Prabhupada, which is explaining here. So Prabhupada is now giving us the solution. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expanded himself into many of his ever-increasing spiritual bliss, and the living entities are part and parcel of this spiritual bliss. So we are also, if you see, sometimes Mayavadis, they call it that you are also Krishna, he is also Krishna, I am also Krishna, everybody is Krishna, everybody is God, they say. Why they interpret this is because Krishna says that everybody is my part and parcel. Everybody is from me only it has come, or everybody has come. So Mayavadis, those who are not understanding the spiritual aspect of our devotion service, they interpret in a wrong way, and then they started calling that, oh, we are also Krishna, you are also Krishna, I'm also Krishna. But that is wrong. That's what Prabhupada is making a point here. They also have, but we also have a partial independence. Krishna has given us minute independence, but by misuse of their independence, when the service attitude is transformed into propensity of sense enjoyment, they come under the sway of lust. Because Krishna has given us minute independence, and we are when you misuse that minute independence, what happens? We come unto the mode of this, we get entangled into all these modes we get entangled. So And then the Prabhupada further is saying, this material creation is created by Lord to give facility to the conditioned soul to fulfill their lustful propensities. And when completely baffled by prolonged lustful activities, the living entities begins to inquire about their real position. When Maya Devi gives us left and right, it slaps us left and right, person gets, whatever occupation or position is doing it, Krishna makes it in such a way that we lose that. Krishna makes in such a way that we lose these, all the attachment wherever we have. Sometimes Krishna does that. Why does he do that? Is to make us come to this point that look, this world is dukhalayam asasvastam. That verse also will come, that this world is full of miseries. And one of the biggest misery we have is under the sway of this lusty desires we have. That is one, that's what it is there. And because of that, so Prabhupada is explaining us that when prolonged, activities, lustful activities, when it's gone there, and when we get tired of that, and when it has become wrath, and at that time we sit and understand, try to think that, oh, what has happened? I was just like a small young boy, like a Saket, and now I become 60-year-old, I got gray hair. Then we start thinking that what has happened in our life? What have we done? It's all like a, building a sand castle on the seashore. And one wave comes, everything gets wiped out. So this is what happens. This is what lust, the karma, does do that in ourselves. And then Prabhupada is further explaining, this inquiry is beginning. Then we think, and we start to think that what is this? What is this in material world is happening? I'll give you my own personal example. When I was only about 20-year-old, I left India. I went to Hong Kong to diamond business. I was in the diamond business, and I was doing it. And I was doing flourish business. I was doing so much that every month I was doing a turnover of $1 million in those days. This I'm talking about 1980. In those days I was doing that. A time came in 1991, because I was engaged in so many different, though I was not drinking or I was not eating meat or anything like that, but I was associating with those people who are engaged in this kind of activities because of my clients were there like that. I had to entertain them. I had to spend money to buy them liquor, take them in a big clubs and feed them and all those things, because they were all my clients. I had to take care of them from the business. In 1991, Krishna took away everything from everything, and that's the time I sat and I was thinking that where have I gone wrong? What I have done wrong? I started, luckily, that time we used to go to the temple, ISKCON temple, and luckily I had Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the shelter of Bhagavad Gita was there. Krishna wanted me to go. And that time I was thinking, then I came to know that who am I? I'm not this body. Athaso Brahma Jigyasa. I think Prabhupada is mentioning here. That where Vedanta Sutra says, where it is said, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Who I am. That is Brahma Jigyasa. So we have to understand first and foremost thing in Vedanta Sutra, in spiritual life, we have to understand that we are not this body. We are spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Lord. Then we can work, we can perform devotion service. Now this is the month of Kartik going on. The month of Kartik is most auspicious in all the 12 months, because in this month there are so many festivals comes, so many festivals, and like yesterday you all have celebrated Govardhan Puja. Today we celebrated here Govardhan Puja. In this month, Krishna performed such amazing pastimes. Balya Leela, everybody, when their child is small, they love it. When the child is up to 5-year-old, everybody likes to play with the child, because the child is so amazing that, the childhood, it's so amazing. So Krishna came and performed so many pastimes. So after that, if we get engaged into this kind of activities of remembering and thinking, always thinking of Krishna, then our slowly, what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna came as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna and Radharani, in this Kali Yuga, they have come. And in this Kali Yuga, Krishna saw that everybody is so much degraded. We are also degraded. First of all, our degradation is that we are short-lived. Our lifespan can be maximum of 100 years. And even we don't make it 100 years. So in this time, Krishna came to give us, to take us back to our real home. This is not our real home. We are here temporary. He wanted to take us back home, back to Godhead. So he has come as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has given us a simple process. He has said that chant and be happy. So we have to cultivate this, what Krishna has given us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come and given us, and Srila Prabhupada has given us, is to chant this holy name. And what are those? Is the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And when we chant this Maha Mantra, this lust doesn't, it'll keep the lust away from us. It'll become like a shield, kavacha around us, and it will keep us away. And or even if it is not, slowly, it's a gradual process. The lust sitting in our heart becomes clean. And this is my experience. I'm not telling others, but this is personally my experience, of about this 28, 30 years I've been chanting. Though I still have a lot of desires, a lot of unwanted desires, which is called lust. So I have desire to accumulate these, I have desire this one, I have desire that. That's all also part of our lusty desires. Slowly, when we go into this, it's a process what we follow. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect. Prabhupada himself said that I'm not perfect. But the process which we are following is perfect. So if we follow this process, then we have the chance to come out of what, first of all, understanding Athato Brahma Jigyasa, and then Prabhupada also, and the Supreme is defined in Srimad Bhagavatam as Janmadi Asa Yataha Ne Anyad Itrasa Cha. Or this was the first verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Prabhupada is quoting us, that the origin of everything is Supreme Brahman, which is Krishna. Origin of everything. If you go back, everything, you'll find that everything is emanated from Krishna. All the incarnation, just like Ramadi Murtesu Kalani Emanatishtam Nana Avtaram Bhuvaneshu Kintu. It means this Ram also is an expansion of Krishna. First of all, even Balram is expansion of Krishna. Radharani also is expansion of Krishna. So if you see all the Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu, Mahavishnu, they are all expansion of Balram. And Balram is expansion of Krishna. So it is all coming from there. So this is Prabhupada is telling that if we understand it, therefore the original of lust is also in Supreme. Prabhupada is again telling us where this lust came. It is also coming from the Supreme. If lust is transformed into love for Supreme or transformed into Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada is mentioning here. Prabhupada established this ISKCON as an international society for Krishna consciousness. He didn't say that international society for God consciousness. He said Krishna consciousness. Supreme God is Krishna and nobody else, Prabhupada said. So this, if we develop this, our love for Krishna, serving Krishna, how it starts? First and foremost is the association. If we have devotee association, and in devotee association we can always talk about Krishna, we can discuss about Krishna, and then our service attitude will start, serving Krishna, and that becomes our lust into love. That will be the starting point of that. So in other words, desiring everything for Krishna, then both lust and wrath can be spiritualized. Hanuman, the great servitor of Lord Rama, exhibited his wrath by burning the golden city of Ravana. So Even Hanuman, just for the sake of what he wanted to serve his Lord Rama, he jumped to Lanka and he put the whole Lanka into fire. That was his anger. So that anger also, that wrath which was there, he converted into love. You know, in Srimad, Brahma Samhita also, there is another nice quotation is there, which is telling yakam krodha lobha moha sanchitaya sadansim tanum apirepe govindamadi purusham. Means even our love, our lust, our anger, we can utilize in the service of Krishna. That also we can do. You know, if it is required, if it's necessary, it can be converted into. But it is like Hanuman did it. But Hanuman can do it. We are not in that position, so we got to be a bit careful in that position. And then Prabhupada is further explaining that Lord Rama, and here also in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord induces Arjuna to engage in his wrath upon his enemies for the satisfaction of the Lord. Therefore, lust and wrath, when they are employed in Krishna consciousness, become our friends instead of our enemies. So you can see Arjuna, we have seen in the first chapter, Arjuna, as soon as he asked Krishna to take the chariot in the middle of the battlefield, and when he saw all his relatives, he said, Krishna, no, I'm not fighting. I'm giving up the fight. So Krishna at that time didn't say anything to Arjuna. But in the second chapter, when the verse which comes is the Karpana Dosa Pahata. So when he came, Arjuna said that, you know, all this thing has come into me. Now you please tell me, I'm your disciple now. You tell me. Then Krishna started giving Arjuna very heavily. And he told that from where have you got all this impurities which has come, you know, which you're making like a wrath, but utilize that, use that into my service. All these people who are assembled here, whom you call your Bhishma Dev, your grandfather, grandsire, your cousins, everybody, they are already dead. We will see in the 11th chapter, it will come, you know, the universal form in which Arjuna will see that everybody is going in the mouth of Vishnu. You know, Vishnu is coming as Krishna coming as a Virat Rupa, and everybody is going there. So Krishna is already telling him that all these are dead. I'm only making you as to control your own decisions. So even this wrath. So even if we have that wrath or lust, we can convert into our love. Love just by simply loving Krishna, engaging into his service. So that is the main thing. So we should all learn that, and we should practice that. We should practice by, first and foremost thing is by Shravanam. You know, Prahlad Maharaj has given us these 9 processes of bhakti, which is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Even if you follow just 3 of this, first is Shravanam, listening. Love, you're listening. I'm talking. I'm telling, I've heard, just like a postman. I'm passing what I've learned and what I've realized. You know, what I've also made a lot of my Bhagavad. This is my Bhagavad Gita, which I studied, and I did Bhakti Shastri, that we have made a lot of notes. And in these notes also, whatever I made, what I've understood, I'm telling you like a postman. So same way, you're listening, and what slowly what happens, it goes into our, it goes through the mind, it goes to the heart, and heart becomes clean. So Shravanam is very important. Then Kirtanam. Kirtanam comes with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. You know, as I explained, Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. We should chant this. And as we keep chanting, what happens? That auspiciousness comes in us. We become effulgent, just like Krishna. You know, and everything, whatever we'll do, will be successful because Krishna is there. You know, every time, whatever we do, we have to do. Yat karoshi, yadadasi, yadjusi, tadasiyati. It will come in the 9th chapter. Krishna is telling, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you do it for me. So if we start doing it like that, okay, we are married, you know, we are in the Grihastha life. Those who are Grihastha life, they are given 50% sense gratification limit is given. So we have to create, we have to beget nice children. And for begetting nice children, we have to go to the 16 samskaras, nicely, properly, as per the Veda, what is being taught to us, that, Garbhadana samskara, everything like that. And we take the responsibility of those children, that we will take them back home, back to God, and to their real home. This is not our home. This is not this is a temporary world we are in, and so we have to take them, we have to deliver them back home, back to God. So the process is there. And for that, if we have to do that, then we have to follow that process. If we want our children to do that, then first of all, it starts from us, from within, from ourselves it starts. So we have to start that. And then all this lust will convert into love, not only for our own, first and foremost thing is loving our own self. If we are in nectar of devotion, there is a word which comes, nectar of instruction, the word comes Atmaha, the killer of the soul. Who is the killer of soul? There in Rupa Goswami is mentioning, who is the killer of soul? We ourselves, we are killer of our own soul. If we are not performing any devotional service or devotional activities for Krishna, means we are killing our own self, our Atmaha, we are killing our own Atma. So it is all up to us. Krishna has given us this independence. In the month of Kartik also, we can do a lot of austerity. In the month of Kartik, Krishna, what he has done? If you go to a mall, if you go during Christmas time, you will see, 80% discount. Wow, we will say, 80% discount. Let's go and grab things, let's go and buy that. So in the month of Kartik, Krishna is telling that I am giving you 1,000% discount. Means if you chant one round, one name of the Lord will be equal to 1,000 names chanted in other months. So it's such a wonderful, the time Krishna is giving us. So now I think we still have two more weeks to go. So during this week, let's take this advantage of these two more weeks which are left in Kartik to think of the Lord. Think of his holy name. Krishna and his holy name, there is no difference. The moment we start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, Krishna is dancing on our tongue. This is Prabhupada said, and also Vishnu Chakravarti, one of our Acharya, he also said that moment when you chant this one, the Krishna dance on our tongue, which we don't realize. But a day will come as we keep chanting, and the purity comes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Cheto Darpan Marjanam Bhava Davagani Nivapanam. Means this Cheto Darpan, when on the surface of a mirror, there is accumulation of so much of dust is there. So the dust we try to clean. As we keep cleaning, the mirror becomes shiny, and then we can see ourselves very clearly. So the same way our heart at the moment is full of so many dirty desires, unwanted desires, So that we have to clean. And how we can clean? There is no other way. This is the 3 times it has been said in Kalisantra Upanishad, is only by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Only by the chanting. So by chanting of the holy name, Lord, this lust also will come under control, and slowly our heart will clean. Right? So with that, I'll end here. And if you all have, and this is the chanting of the holy name. I'm not telling anybody else's what is given in Satra. I'm not even telling, I'm giving my own example. I was as a number 1 rascal person before, when I was in youth, I was 20 years, 30 years, I was very notorious person, But today, after chanting this Mahamantra, and then of course, my heart is not so clean, I'm still in the process. And there's a total transformation. And that will come to everybody. And every auspiciousness, everything comes, Krishna will give whatever we want. And Eyathamam Prapadate, Krishna again telling that as we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will come. He will give. He will take care of us. We should have that unflinching faith. Once we have that unflinching faith in ourselves, then everything will become very auspicious. Everything will come right. So I'll stop here, and you can, if you have any discussion, any realization, if you all have, or if you want to ask any questions, please feel